Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Th000 and Ted here on Echo Isle. Here we have Th000 spawning over here as the purple human player on the left side of the map. Meanwhile, we have back over here, we have Th000 spawning over here as the yellow undead player. So this is going to be undead versus human here on Echo Isle. I will try to limit my StarCraft 2 references. Human and Terran are different. So over here, we do have a barracks now being thrown up along with the Altar of Kings and now a farm. So pretty much a pretty standard opening coming in from Th000. Now a lot of you guys who do not watch my WarCraft 3 shoutcast normally may be wondering, why do I call him Th000? His name is Panda.O. His name actually stands for triple egg, and it is pronounced in Chinese. So those little three eggs are actually those three little circles are supposed to be eggs. So that's why I call him Th000, or you can also call him Sandan, but Th000 comes out a little bit easier for me. Back over here from Ted, we do see the Altar of Darkness and the Tome of Relics along with the Crypt coming in. I do not see a graveyard, so without a graveyard, that's most likely going to mean that we're going to be seeing ghouls. Never mind, we're going to be seeing a graveyard as well. So the graveyard now coming into play. Death Knight most likely being trained will pick up a Rod of Necromancy and move out. Back over here, do we have an Archmage or a Mountain King? It is going to be the Mountain King coming in from Th000. So Th000 getting that Mountain King and getting some footmen. He most likely will try to militia creep down this location over here on the left hand side. We'll see if the Death Knight will be able to get a Death Coil off and try to steal any of that critical experience. Mountain King, as it gets higher up in level, is very difficult to deal with. Back over here, Graveyard still needing some time to complete, as we are now sitting at, I believe, 14 over 20 food for Ted. And now Death Knight will be coming out in just a moment, and we also see a footman now moving out to do a little bit of scouting. So that footman now moving out, not 100% sure what exactly his strategy is, as the Mountain King has just spawned along with another footman and now calling those militia. So Mountain King most likely will be able to come in over here. We'll try to pick up a Troll Shadow Priest most likely, and then try to creep out this location with minimal amount of casualties. So Shadow Priest has already been picked up, now taking out that Tunneler. We do see a footman now scouting out for that Death Knight. Death Knight making its way over, has a Rod of Necromancy, will be able to get some skeletons very, very easily, as the militia now making its way towards that Renegade Wizard. Renegade Wizard now low on hit points, as it has normal armor, getting quickly torn apart by those militia, and down it goes. Pendant of Energy picked up, and that Mountain King is going to have a whole lot of energy for bolts, and that's going to be very, very bad, as we're going to get a quick surround. And wow, this is just a really, really bad day already coming in. Being forced to use that Scroll of Town Portal, now clearing out the rest of those kobolds, and down it goes. Scroll of Town Portal quickly lost. There goes 350 minerals, as most likely that Death Knight will be forced to get a buy and purchase another Scroll of Town Portal as soon as we get to tier 2 on the Tome of, or on the Halls of the Dead, going into the Halls of the Dead from the Necropolis. Back over here, we do see the Mountain King now fighting along with some more footmen over here, trying to clear out these creeps, taking on the level 1 creeps, and now taking down this Null Brute. If you hear some noise in the background, that is my daughter. She's on the bed making some nice cooing sounds. Back over here, we see a quick Lightning Shield, and now that Renegade Wizard going to get torn apart by these skeletal minions over here. No purchasing of any sort of mercenaries just quite yet from this mercenary camp. Perhaps the Death Coils will be enough to keep all these ghouls alive. Yeah, there comes another Death Coil. Footman now trying to cause a little bit of more harassment. Will he be able to get off any quick kills over here? No, those units have been taken down. However, militia now creeping over here along with, no, the Mountain King not creeping. So the militia creeping a separate, and now very, very nice micro, as Panda or Th000 now buying a Staff of Teleportation is going to be teleporting over here and maybe able to catch off a couple quick units, and now level 3 on that Mountain King. So beautifully done. Th000 getting level 3 with that level 2 Stormbolt will be able to get off a lot of kills, and in comes a quick critical death coil, but now the Mountain King will be able to take down another, killing just massive amounts of ghouls, and this Mountain King may get to level 5 very easily just because of the amount of hits he's going to be able to get in. Will he be able to bolt another ghoul? No, not chasing there, and not going after these skeletal minions. So there was a sheep over there, so yeah, the sheep hiding behind the tree. Back over here, we should be seeing, yes, an Arcane Vault, and now a Scout Tower being thrown down, and Th000 doing his pretty typical strategy, staying to tier 1. He does have a Scout Tower currently being built over here, does have a Lumber Mill. I do not see the Masonry upgrade currently being researched, as the Death Knight now at level 2 moving out has see a talisman of evasion. Mountain King may not be able to cut him off, and one very low hit point footman. However, there is not any sort of Stormbolt coming in. Arcane Vault has been completed. Most likely Mountain King will pick up some additional items, sells that Ring of Protection +2, not really worth it. Now gonna go ahead and use that Scroll of Healing. We do have one Troll Shadow Priest, most likely should just sit there and no longer do any healing. The Mountain King using a Clarity Potion, dropping that Pendant of Energy, so that by the time he picks it back up, he will get that additional, I believe, 100 energy at maximum. So that Clarity Potion is a static regen versus I'm not gonna even try to explain that right now. Back over here, Death Knight continuing to fight, and we do have some Crypt Fiends now. So the Crypt Fiends, with that piercing damage, very high damage, but a very low attack speed, as that Mountain King once again going to move back out, sitting on 420 mana, and with that 100 Pendant of Energy worth 150 energy. So that's 2 additional Stormbolts, as these militia as these footmen and now this Troll Shadow Priest continue to creep out. This Mountain King with that Staff of Teleportation and another Clarity Potion may be able to get off 2, perhaps even 3 Stormbolts into this line over here. And this is one of the reasons why Undead is weak to this Mountain King. Mountain King, quickly trying to come in. However, that Lich coming in at just the right time, blocking any sort of escape there, as that Mountain King trying to pull out right now. That there is no low hit point units. Are we going to try to get any sort of Stormbolt play? And now, this Mountain King taking a whole lot of damage. However, Ted able to pull back, picks up a Rod of Necromancy over here, and now we have this expansion. So Panda most likely going to be sticking at level 1 food cap, no upkeep, in order to just try to mine up as much gold as possible, and then perhaps we will see him explode into tier 3. Back over here, Mountain King continuing to look around. Perhaps he will try to hire a mercenary and try to get some quick heals, as well as this Death Knight now sitting at level 3, who does have level 2 Death Coil, and that Death Coil will be able to absorb or heal and deal a lot of damage. Back over here, the Lich sitting at level 1 did decide to get Frost Armor first. In comes this Mountain King. Mountain King trying to get to the back of the base, trying to get a Stormbolt off on those Acolytes. Perhaps no, but we are not upgrading to tier 2, so that Halls of the Dead continuing to train more and more Acolytes, and that's going to be fairly difficult to try to snipe any kills over there. Back over here, Mountain King, or Death Knight and Lich now moving out. Lich does have that level, the Claws of Attack +6, so additional damage on that range attack. In comes a Staff of Teleportation. In comes that Mountain King. Mountain King getting a quick Stormbolt off. Not able to purchase any potions of healing. Only able to pick up scrolls of healing, as we are not at tier 2. These 2 towers are quickly going to get destroyed by these fiends. Those fiends deal additional damage versus pierce or versus light armor, which these scout towers currently are, as they are now being built. And now the towers are all that is left. Back over here, we do see a decent sized army now coming in, and comprised of mercenaries, footmen, and in comes this Mountain King. And now we have a retreat by Ted being forced to pull back over here. We are now repairing one of these guard towers. Human guard towers, so strong, especially with that masonry upgrade. Level 6 armor, reducing the damage by 26%, and now will we be able to continue to deal more and more damage, piercing damage, continuing to try to put in a little bit of pressure. But Samdan in a very dominant position right now, and Ted really needs to start trying to deal some damage. As long as Panda is able to stay at tier 1 and continue to mine very peacefully, Ted is just happy doing that, getting a level 5 or a level 6 Mountain King, also training up some units from these mercenary camps will give him a very strong advantage. However, Mountain King, buying a potion of invisibility, and also buying the Dust of Appearance to deny it. Back over here, we also have an Obsidian Statue, so that Obsidian Statue will be able to regenerate mana and hit points on these units over here. Footmen do not have defense, so that is going to be an issue as this fight continues. Mountain King going after some of these units, slow on that Obsidian Statue. Obsidian Statue now pulling to the back. Dust of Appearance being used. No units being revealed, as there's nothing being burrowed. And now that Frost Armor saving up a lot of these low hit point units. Are we going to get a Stormbolt? Yeah, Stormbolt down onto that one Crypt Fiend, fighting back and forth, trying to save this Mud Golem as well. Another Crypt Fiend, very low on hit points, going to get bashed. However, another Death Coil saving it from 400 hit points, but still getting taken down once again. Units trying to pull back. Obsidian Statue still regenerating a lot of energy, or a lot of mana off of all of these units. And now another Frost Nova, another low hit point footman getting taken out. However, more towers still being built. This Arcane Vault now taking damage, as well as there's only one guard tower within range. Death Knight wants to get into a couple quick kills, however slow onto that Death Knight. However, that Death Knight should have no problem there. as the slow on a Mud Golem is not as effective as a slow on a Sorceress. Down over here, down goes that Arcane Vault as these Fiends, and now a Meat Wagon joining in on this fight to lay siege to this base. Panda, Th000 now definitely in trouble. Now throwing down an Arcane Vault. Arcane Vault means, or sorry, an Arcane Sanctum, as we are now at tier 2. I do not, oh, we do see a Blood Mage, so it is going to be a mana battery strategy with that Blood Mage with Siphon Mana in just a moment. Mountain King continuing to try to push. Will it be able to get any Storm Bolts off on any critical units? The Death Knight does not have enough energy for a Death Coil, and down goes another Crypt Fiend. So Mountain King now sitting at level 4, may get to level 5 in a hurry. Will it be able to storm? No, not able to Storm Bolt a Meat Wagon. It is not an organic unit, so unable to take down these Meat Wagons that are sieging. However, able to take down more and more of these units. Mountain King may be able to get off a Storm Bolt. Storm Bolt, no, unable to get off a Storm Bolt. That is still has enough enough hit points to survive that. However, now going after the Meat Wagons, down it goes, as these Crypt Fiends also getting taken down as well. Mountain King continuing to fight back and forth. The Obsidian Statue now low on hit points, not even bothering with that Crypt Fiend, as that Crypt Fiend is low on, it has that Frost Armor, and now so does this Meat Wagon. Meat Wagon taking a lot of damage as well, and now that Mountain King with that Ogre Mauler deciding to pull back. In comes the Blood Mage now being transferred, and now siphoning mana into that Mountain King. Mountain King now getting a whole bunch of mana from his friend, and will be able to start Storm Bolting even further. This is going to be very, very bad news, as this Arcane Sanctum may get taken down. Yeah, it's going to get taken down. Down it goes. One Priest was trained up over here, and now those Crypt Fiends going after that Priest. That Priest has very, very low armor and is unarmored, so takes additional damage as well. Back over here, those Meat Wagons now trying to lay siege towards this Town Hall. Town Hall does have a level 1 Masonry upgrade, and in comes a Stormbolt on that Lich. Lich no longer has that much energy, so that Blood Mage going to try to deny a mana energy from that Lich and from that Death Knight. Back over here, Death Knight does have enough for a couple of Death Coils, and as this fight continues, another Stormbolt onto that Lich. Lich taking some fair damage over here as this fight goes back and forth. Mountain King still has plenty of mana once again, may be able to get off another Stormbolt, siphoning the mana out of that Death Knight. Death Knight unable to get any more Death Coils off, and is now low on energy. Down goes an Ogre Mauler and a Crypt Fiend. Level 4 on the Death Knight, level 4 on that Mountain King, continuing to fight back and forth, now going after more of these Crypt Fiends. Another bolt, and down it goes, so that Mountain King just racking up those kills. Down goes another Troll Berserker, so now level 3 on that Lich, so that level 3 may try to get for a higher Frost Armor as this fight continues. However, down goes another Priest, as these Meat Wagons just now laying waste and laying siege to this base. Over here, we do see the Blood Mage and the Mountain King trying to regather. We do have a Clarity of Arcane Vault, 4 Healing Salves, and not Healing Salves, Healing Scrolls and Clarity Potions to continue to fight. Back over here, you see these Meat Wagons just laying waste to this Town Hall. 3 Meat Wagons with that siege damage, really able to deal a lot of damage towards this one Town Hall over here. Mountain King trying to finish off some of these ghouls. 1 Spellbreaker, very low on hit points. Another Death Coil, or another Siphon Mana, pulling more mana out of that Death Knight, so just continuing to pump it into this Mountain King. Mountain King and Blood Mage have so much mana between the two of them, may be able to deal so much damage towards these units. However, the Town Hall has been taken down, so Ted in a very, very strong position now. However, he does not have an expansion of his own. Th000 does have, 1,000 gold currently at this time, so he will be able to train up more and more units, as these peasants are now doing the walk of shame back home. Back over here, these towers still going to cause a little bit of problems, as this Arcane Sanctum now going to get taken down over here. Arcane Sanctum will be able to at least train up 1 more Spellbreaker just in time, and now this Death Knight now losing some more critical mana, and now we're going to get some more feedback over here. Are we going to take down any of these Crypt Fiends? No. Crypt Fiends getting bashed over here, and then a Stormbolt taking it down. We do have Blood Mages, and but Mountain King very, very low on hit points. Will it be able to be saved? Uses a healing potion, as this Blood Mage and this Mountain King trying to pull back once again. Will it be able to do anything else? No banish. Blood Mage is not sitting at level 2 just quite yet, and now trying to pull away another Stormbolt onto that Death Knight, and Death Knight now getting stunned for 2 seconds, able to pull back. Over here, back to the north, we do have only 1 guard tower, and this base is pretty sparse. And now we have a, oh, dang it. Hold on a second. This is always very embarrassing. Alright, back over here. I hate it when I grab the edge like that. Right over here, we now have Militia now calling into the base, and Militia just dealing damage towards these Crypt Fiends, able to just continue to push. We do have some more Spellbreakers now trying to push in, as well as these Crypt Fiends trying to pull back. These Meat Wagons taking a fair amount of damage, and now stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between Panda Th000 and Ted CN here on Echo Isle.